will do whatever it takes to get it. And doesn't, you know, nothing will stop me from getting it. I'll get it come hell or high water. It's like Vivienne Westwood wasn't making the shoes that I wanted, so I made them myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's how...
You have to have them.
Yeah, that's just how passionate I am about it, and I'm just driven. I'm nuts. Just, I remember going to kindergarten and it being like, you have to get an outfit for pictures, and that was like the beginning. My mother was a seamstress, that also helped. Anything I wanted, she made. I worked for a jewelry designer who was a Hell's Angel called Glenn Yank. And then Pat Field was looking for a window dresser, and I was also doing that on the side. And I went and did a window for her, which turned into, she was like, oh, I like what you do. Do you want to work here? And I worked there for like 15 years. For me, like, just to make me happy, if I'm like really sad and depressed about something or something, you know, a painting will totally like help me get out of that. You know, that's where like these things come into play. Then I saw this chain that you could hang 5 different ones at once, and I was just like, oh my god, I have to have it. So I got the chain, and then I started collecting the JOJO charms and got some from some people that I know there. And you know, before you knew it, you know, I had this, and you know, I was just like, I'm gonna make my own. So I just figured, there you go.
You make shoes from scratch?
From scratch, yeah. I work with my friend who has a leather store in Bangkok, and he makes everything and anything for me. I had a roommate in the 90s that passed away from AIDS, and he was my best friend, and he left me a couple of things when he passed, and this crazy quilt was one of them. So I was like, I'm going to take it to Bangkok with me, and I'm going to make something really gorgeous out of them. And I made these boots, and I'm so happy. These are the other sort of inspired Vivienne Westwood square-toed shoe that I did in a wedge. And I was like, well, snake scales, you know, dragon boots would be really cool, and like would be like the ultimate, you know what I mean? Like this sort of like Gene Simmons from Kiss sort of thing that I was going through. Top is a top that I had gotten at a thrift shop that I knocked off, and I did in a couple of different materials. I'm a total freak on eBay with collecting Vivienne Westwood stuff and World's End stuff, mostly because it's just my favorite sort of time period with her. Top and pants, well, it's 2 tops, but I'm just wearing the bottom as pants. The ring I made, the bracelet I made, the necklace I made. This is part of my new necklaces I'm making. These ones I made in like 1981, and I just dug them up the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, they still work. From London's jewelry designer. This is my uncle's, my grandma, first boyfriend, and my mother. Vintage cape I got at the flea market on 26th Street a zillion years ago. And these are my new boots, the Vivienne Westwood square-toed. That was an inspiration, but she doesn't do them with the wedge, and she doesn't do them thigh-high either. You know, I was on my like 5th pair of thigh-high boots. I was like, maybe you should relax with the thigh-high boots, and maybe you should make a jumpsuit out of that blanket. So I did. Here we are. Did the thing
you
in
and
the
Paul.
box with Paul and Nisham, and then we backed each other up and had a really great time doing it. And Nisham was one of the actors in a movie called Flawless with Robert De Niro, and they asked people that were in the movie if anybody wants to submit music to the soundtrack for the movie, go right ahead. So he was like, okay, I'm going to jump on that. So he asked Paul to join him, and then they asked me, and then that summer of 2000, it became like the hugest song in Ibiza, and then that launched it to get picked up by Virgin Records, and the song became a huge top 10 pop hit. And then that turned into what I've been doing for the past 10 years. It's hard. I'm like one of those
Painting.
freaky people that likes to do everything, but I guess if I had to do just one, I do my paintings, I guess.